on YouTube. We are live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Weird Weekly Recap. We cover things that are strange, odds, unusual, all that stuff, world of notable events, weather, and sports. Today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, April 26, 2025. I am A.O. Xander. Who are you?
Golden Loon.
All right, and you, of course, viewer are you. Thank you very much for joining. Let's jump into the news today, shall we? Which tab is it? This one here. So let me, all right, move over here and then here. Starting us off in Audio Central, woman allegedly caught herpes virus by holding karaoke mic too close to her mouth. Well, be careful with public things,
man.
No
kidding.
I mean, you think with your singing, you're pushing air out, but when you're done pushing air out, what do? You breathe in, and if you're holding it, be careful out there.
Probably
if you're
the contact more than anything.
I hope she's not macking on that thing. But anyway, a woman from Beijing, China, claimed that she caught the herpes virus by holding the microphone too close to her mouth at a karaoke lounge. The unnamed woman took to Douyin, China's version of TikTok, to share the story of how she became infected with HSV-1 virus, which usually causes cold sores around the mouth, 8 years ago. In 2017, she visited a karaoke lounge in Zhejiang and got a bit carried away during her performance, holding the microphone much closer to her mouth than she should have. Sometime later, tiny pestilent blisters appeared around her mouth, but although they were painful and itchy, she didn't pay too much attention to them, and they eventually went away. Only they came back in a matter of days, and this time the woman sought medical attention and learned that she had somehow contracted the HSV-1 herpes virus. So as I said, be careful out there, with public things. I used to go to the hookah lounge, all the time.
Yeah.
And, about once or twice every month, I came down with something, nothing too bad or anything. But eventually, I got, I came up with the idea, maybe because, other people put their lips around there and God knows what they do.
Cleaning them right?
Yeah, and also, I later learned that they weren't, but that's a whole different story. But I started using the little plastic tips, you put in the hookah hose, and never got sick again. So, be careful what you put in and around your body, so, yeah. You have anything to add to this?
No, other than, this is all on her.
Yeah.
You don't know if it came from the mic at all.
Well, it is on her, literally.
Or she did kissy face with somebody she's not supposed to. And made up a story.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, don't lie either. That's not a good thing.
No, I'm not saying she did.
Yeah. And, of course, out there, if you want to read the whole story, the links to this and everything else is going to be in the underbar of the description below. We just read you a little bit to get you interested, and you go do your own footwork and really interesting stuff out there.
Yeah.
Moving on up, world's first robot half marathon proves humanoid robots have a long way to go. Wow. Now that kind of reminds me, I'm going to get off on a little tangent, but remember I was talking with you about AirPods and whatnot, having the ability to read the electromagnetics of your brain and read your thoughts? Yeah. Well, now they have patents out for it. So it's public information, so they're no longer even hiding anymore. Go look it up yourself, guys, if you don't believe me. Anyway, going back to this, Beijing recently held the so-called world's first humanoid robot half marathon, but instead of pushing humans to shame, the participating robots only showed off their weakness. Robotics company, especially Chinese ones, have been busy showing off their revolutionary creations like SEO-1, a robot capable of mimicking a natural gait, Star-1, the world's fastest robot, or the Neo Gamma, an AI-powered humanoid butler. But a recent running event, held in Beijing, proved that they still have a long way to go. The 2025 Beijing Yuzheng Half Marathon and Humanoid Robot Half Marathon featured a special running lane for the 21 different robots registered to take part in what was marketed as the world's first ever humanoid robot half marathon. It was supposed to showcase the huge progress made by Chinese robotics companies, but judging by some media reports, the event was a massive failure. Well, of course, it's China. What do you expect? The only reason why they ever get ahead of anything is because they stole from the right people.
Well, they had to break down mechanically in some way.
Yeah. It says here on April 20th at around 7:30, 21 robots from Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhou set off to complete the first ever official half marathon. But the dreams of the human handlers accompanying them quickly turned to dust. Most Chinese media outlets only focused on the positive, reporting that the robots took part in the event, but NDTV went into detail on how they actually performed. It turns out that some of the humanoid robots behaved strangely from the start, spinning in place instead of following the course of the half marathon, while others began to fall after covering a distance of around 80 meters or so. A viral collage shot during the race shows robots tripping and literally losing their heads as their human escorts scramble to pick them up. Well, actually, I have a video here, so let me get rid of that. Oh, look, whoopsie! You know, the way that the legs broke apart, it almost looks like somebody in a suit, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like, people's legs don't normally bend that way. They're not supposed to, at least. Oh, here we go. Like, okay, he wants to go to the right. He wants to go that. It's like a dog. You know, I want to go here. You know? Oh, this guy's, okay, he's walking. He's at least going straight. This guy's really, you know? Oh, look at that little thing. Why is he doing a questionable salute there?
I don't know.
No. But anyway, yeah, if you want to watch the rest, go to the underbar, click the link down there. Before we continue on, though, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show. This has been a crazy, extraordinary week. April 20th was Easter Sunday.
Right.
And it was also the Stoner holiday.
Right.
And I partaked, definitely. I actually, from the grass station, I even got 3 pairs of socks, believe it or not. It's a whole story. I might get into it later, but the day after...
Are you doing a commercial here?
Well, no. I'm just saying how weird it has been, especially for
okay.
us.
Go ahead.
Who gets socks at a grass station?
True.
So, but there's several historical events. Like Columbine and the Deepwater Horizon, and a certain failed artist from Austria's birthday was on April 20th as well. All and go watch a history show we did. I believe we did one on Sunday. But then the next day, the Pope dies.
Yeah.
And then there's all sorts of things coming out behind, around that and everything. So it has been a crazy week. Yeah. I don't recall a week being this crazy since Shinzo Abe got assassinated 2 days after 4th of July, July 6th. That was a couple years ago. And he was the former Prime Minister of Japan. Remember him?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, anyway, but let's get back to the other news here. Woman poisons love rival and her children with tainted chocolate eggs. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
More of this crap. Stop poisoning each other, you nut jobs out there. Seriously. A Brazilian woman has been arrested for allegedly trying to kill her ex-boyfriend's new partner by sending her poisoned chocolate eggs as an anonymous Easter present. So, wow.
Geez.
So not even her ex-boyfriend, but going after the
new girlfriend.
Wow. Petty. Beyond petty. Disgusting. Evil. What was supposed to be a happily family celebration turned into a nightmarish tragedy for a young Brazilian woman who lost both of her... Oh, the kids died. Who lost both of her children in poisoned chocolate cakes, 2 poisoned chocolate cakes allegedly sent by her partner's scorned ex-girlfriend. On April 16th, a courier delivered an anonymous package to the house of Miriam Lira in Imperatriz, northern Brazil. The package contained chocolate eggs and a note that read, "With love to Miriam Hira, Happy Easter." Wow. Wow. On the anniversary of Jesus' resurrection as we celebrate it. Like how evil do you have to be? Thinking they were just a thoughtful gift from a friend or relative, Miriam shared the chocolate treats with her kids, 7-year-old Luis Fernando and Everlyn Fernanda, at the age of 13. Hours later, her son started feeling ill, and before the day was done, the 3 of them were in the emergency room fighting for their lives. Despite the doctor's best efforts, Luis Fernando succumbed to the multiple organ failure on April 17th, and his sister tragically died 5 days later due to vascular shock associated with multiple organ failure. Miriam, who spent days in a coma, told reporters she doesn't know how she will overcome the loss of her 2 children, but she hopes the desire to see justice done will keep her going. I would like to see the perpetrator of this... I don't even want to say on camera the atrocities I want to see done to her. For killing innocent children, attacking innocent person for the audacity of stealing her boyfriend. Well, maybe if you had been a better girlfriend, maybe she drove him away.
Just terrible.
This is disgusting, beyond disgusting. So, I hope justice comes for her swift and ruthlessly. So, anyway. Moving on up, man, that's a hell of a story right there.
Yeah.
This mushroom contains the most bitter compound ever discovered. Amar Paucicia stipitica, aka the bitter bracket fungus, is not toxic, but it tastes like it could kill you. Scientists have discovered that it contains a substance so bitter that even the tiniest amount triggers your bitter taste receptors. As its name suggests, the bitter bracket is a bitter, inedible fungus, but the research team from the Leibniz Institutes of Food Science, Food Systems Biology and Plant Biochemistry in Germany did not expect to discover the world's most bitter compound while analyzing it. This mushroom grows attached to trees in secluded forests throughout Europe, Asia, and North America, but because it is not very noticeable, it is often overlooked. However, it recently attracted a lot of attention from the scientific community because of a compound called oligopolin D, which scientists claim is a clear contender for the most bitter substance in the world. Interesting. So,
Better bite.
Yeah. But hey, don't eat too much of you. It might grow on you. So, might
It
not
doesn't
leave.
sound like it's toxic in any way.
No.
That's good.
But it doesn't leave much room for good taste.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, what can I say? I'm a fun guy. Anyway.
You're a fungus, did you say?
I am. And no matter what, I just keep coming back. More from Audio Central. Russian man gets 4 years in penal colony for derogatory social media comments. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Now people are going to jail for just saying things. I mean, if they say something bad, okay, I understand, but don't throw them in jail.
Well,
like
this is Russia.
unless they're well, this is a Russian man, so it might.
Oh, okay, maybe he's not
but,
Russian. So if it's not here.
Well, we'll see. It might be in the UK. I mean, they've already been doing that for a while. A 31-year-old Russian man was recently convicted to 4.4 years in a penal colony for promising to urinate on the symbol of the Russian military in a comment he posted on social media. So it was in Russia.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so this is pretty much expected in Russia, threatening to urinate on the symbol. But this is ridiculous. The incident that led to the conviction of 31-year-old Alexander, another one of me, Panashenko occurred in May of 2024 when the Kremorvo native took to social media to taunt Russian authorities. Well, he got what he asked for. Commenting on a Vkontakte post that reminded everyone that the Russian State Duma had voted into law fines and even imprisonment for damaging at the St. George ribbon. Panashenko wrote, quote, "I bought it and I'll piss on it and I don't care who gets offended by it," end quote. The comment didn't sit too well with that police. I'm not going to try to keep pronouncing. And the offender was quickly arrested and charged with desecrating the symbol of Russia's military glory. A Kiev regional court recently sentenced Panashenko to 4 years and 4 months in a penal colony and banned him from posting anything on the internet for 3 years. Well, I mean, considering things, he kind of got off easy. They could have just killed him, sent him to the gulag, So, I mean, this is actually very, very slap on the wrist in comparison to the
4 years?
rest
I don't
of,
think that's a slap on the
well,
wrist.
to the rest of Russian history. It is.
Well, could be.
Yeah. Go back to the Stalin era. You look at something wrong, they'll kill you on the spot. No court, no trial, no jury, just gone. So, at least they're kind of heading in the right direction. It's still ridiculous. So, what else do we got here? Do we have any comments? Actually, let me check. Here is it? Hey, RMG relaunch. How you doing, man? Do we have anything up on YouTube? Not yet. All right. Move this back over here. Bus driver with 3 decades of service loses $84,000 pension for stealing $7. Wow.
No.
You threw 30 years away for $7. What an idiot. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, some people might think, well, it's only $7. Well, that's not the point. It's only $7 now. Will it be $70 next time? 700? 7,000?
When they say steal, what do they really mean? Did he actually steal it, or did he find it, or what?
Well, a Japanese bus driver with 29 years of experience on the job lost his $84,000 retirement package after being caught stealing $7 in passenger bus fares. So he was caught.
Yeah, okay.
Well, dude, what are you doing? You spent 30 years. What are you doing? Just don't. In 2022, while checking dashcam footage, members of the Kyoto Municipal Transportation Bureau spotted one of the Japanese city's bus drivers pocketing a 1,000 yen bill instead of putting it into the fare processing machine, as per standard procedure. When confronted about the incident, the man denied responsibility, but was eventually fired, and his retirement fund of more than 12 million yen was canceled. The unnamed driver sued the city of Kyoto. Oh, what an ass. Are you really going to sue after being caught doing a crime? F up yours, man. But a Supreme Court ruling upheld the city's decision, arguing that the man's behavior could erode the public's trust in the local transportation system. Exactly! Exactly! Wow, the audacity of this guy to sue the city? Are you kidding me? You got caught. Be an adult and accept the responsibility. You child.
Well,
you know?
I think what this article isn't saying is, or forgetting, he got fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. He should have.
Says that.
He should have.
But they say, like, they took his pension away. He got fired, so he's no longer eligible for the pension. The pension had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
They just fired him.
That's a good point.
And then the consequences were, whoops, now you lost your pension, you idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, you good, excellent point right there, man. That's why I have you on the show. I mean, you run businesses, so you know more about things like that than I ever would. What else do we got? 80-year-old woman falls from 6th-floor apartment, survives unscathed.
Oh, kidding. What?
Yeah. Now, don't you get any ideas?
Dust herself off, go, whoo, what happened?
Yeah. An 80-year-old woman from Yekaterinburg, Russia, can call herself lucky to be alive after falling from the window of her 6th-floor apartment and landing on top of a parked car. Wow. And here's a picture of it right here. That's where she fell
What's
from.
this over here?
That's her falling. That's
that is.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
cow.
In mid-fall. Yikes.
Wow.
The accident occurred last Thursday as the unnamed octogenarian was cleaning the windows of her apartment. A single moment of carelessness was enough to send her tumbling down from the 6th floor onto her neighbor's car. That's why I'm always on your ass about every little thing, because you're fragile. You're old. You know, like, you can be careless about something and break something. I don't want you getting hurt. I care about you, man.
I'm not old. I'm just getting older.
Ah, okay, George.
Now, what I want to know, did her neighbor get pissed off for denting her car?
Oh, good that you're alive, but what about my car?
What the hell did you do to my car?
Yikes. The shocking fall was captured by CCTV cameras and has been making the rounds on Russian social media ever since. Amazingly, mere moments after landing on the roof of the parked car, the 80-year-old woman manages to climb down and walk away, seemingly unscathed. She subsequently asked a neighbor for help and was admitted to a local hospital to ensure that she was all right. And that's what the car looks like. Wow.
See, the neighbor has a right to be pissed.
Oh, here's a video. So.
I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, I'm trying to hold back laughter, but, like, I mean, she's okay, so I can laugh. That's kind of a...
Yeah, if she would have died, that would have been a horrible thing to see.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have played it. Yikes! Man!
Let's see if she gets up. Let's see how far it goes.
Yeah.
She's moving.
So that's rather loud, so I'm going to lower that.
Oh, what happened? Oh, man.
She does get up eventually. Maybe it takes her a minute. I mean, she's 80, dude. Like, you know, she just fell 6 floors.
She just hit the car exactly right where, you know, it just caved the whole thing. Had she hit the edges, she would have been dead.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Lucky. Buy a lottery ticket.
She just hit that the exact right spot. Jeez.
Yeah, like, absolutely. Buy a lottery ticket, or actually maybe don't, because all your luck is gone now.
Yeah, you used it all.
So,
I'd take it on that rather than having a winning lottery ticket. You're dead.
Well, at least her children will be wealthy. Extravagant funeral.
God, I wasn't expecting that like that.
Yeah. Wham! Like, that is so sudden. Actually, like, I gotta...
Because you just see the end of it. It's a security camera.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up. Man buys dream Ferrari after saving up for 10 years, only for it to burn down in an hour. Wow, what a tragedy. And there's a picture of it right there. Man, kind of reminds me of that toilet. Wait, is that the toilet? Yes.
I was laughing so hard at that.
Oh, my God. After saving up for a decade to buy his dream car, a brand new Ferrari 458 Spider, a Japanese man had to sit and watch it burn within an hour of driving it for the first time. Wow. That's a tragedy right there. Japanese social media has been abuzz with the sad story of Honkan, a young music producer who has spent a fortune on his dream Ferrari sports car only to watch it go up in flames on the day he drove it for the first time. I hope it was insured. Please tell me. The 33-year-old recently took to Twixter to share the story of how he could only enjoy his dream Ferrari for a few minutes because it just caught fire while he was driving it on the Shuto Expressway in Tokyo on Wednesday, April 16th. I wonder if this was electric. Because these electric cars are randomly combusting and everything. So if he bought an electric, then all my sympathy for him went out the window. Apparently, the 458 Spider had only just been delivered to him, and he was out on a test drive with it when he noticed white smoke. At first, he thought it was coming from the car next to his, but as the vehicle pulled away, it became obvious that the smoke was coming out of the Ferrari. So Honkin just pulled over, exited the vehicle, and called the fire department. He spent the next 20 minutes watching his dream burn down almost completely.
Well, he'd have to. He's going for a test drive. He just bought the thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to sue the dealership or whoever it is, and they're going to have to make good for him.
Well, will they, though?
They'll have to. I mean, they obviously they sold him something that wasn't drivable.
So he spent 43 million yen, or $306,000.
Yeah.
So, no sign of collision. It's not telling us if it was electric or not. So I have a feeling this is electric, and they're trying to hide this fact because these electric cars are just randomly combusting. Like, they are not good. Like, they're not good to make. All the lithium, all the poison, getting into our water supply. Like, look into it. If you don't want to believe me, do your own research. Like, just randomly bursting into flames. Like, just awful. So just do not buy electric. Do not.
Everybody make their own choice.
I make your choice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just strongly...
Do not buy electric. That's kind of telling everybody what to do.
Well, what is this right here?
Well, you don't even know if it's electric.
Well, it's not telling us what it is. So, these news, whenever they want to hide something that goes against the agenda, they just don't talk about it. And I'm not saying them talk about
sparked down by the fuel tank. You don't know.
Well, if this was, with how everything is, if this was a normal car, then they would be like, oh, this combustion. They would be cramming it down our throats that it's not electric, that it did this to try to push the propaganda. So, anyway, what else do we have? AI-powered shampooing machines took over Chinese hair salons. A number of hair salons in China have introduced AI-powered shampooing machines that can reportedly wash and rinse clients' hair in just 13 minutes. Oh, wonderful. Now salon specialists have lost their jobs. So
I wonder if I get a discount because I don't have much hair. They're not washing all that much. I should get a discount.
True. But you're already like, a senior citizen, so you can get that. I wonder if it compounds, If you can get so many discounts, they end up paying you. That's the dream right there. Anyway, the AI revolution is just starting, but it seems the hair care industry is already using artificial intelligence to automate the hair washing process in hair salons. Yeah, until something goes wrong and it scalps you, just a matter of time. According to several Chinese news outlets, AI-powered hair washing devices have been spotted at hair salons in various districts of China's Guangzhou province, with some referring to their growing popularity as an AI shampooing craze. The innovative machines reportedly rely on infrared sensors to detect the user's scalp and then select the right shampoo and shampooing method based on the person's hair type.
Oh no, I hit the spin cycle.
Well, see, this is the other thing. It can also either be hacked or on its own accord decide to use something that's damaging and cause harm. Like a dry shampoo on moist hair. Whatever,
What the heck's a dry shampoo on moist hair?
Well, no, I mean,
What is that?
Well, no, there's shampoo for, greasy hair, there's shampoo for oily hair, for damaged hair. It can give you a wrong shampoo and can cause problems down the line, possibly even permanent.
I thought you're talking about a dry shampoo like dust.
Oh.
I couldn't figure out what you're talking about.
But this reminds me, let's see if I can find this here. AI talking to each other about humans. Let's see if I can find, because this is scary. Well, that's that one. Is this it? Where's my volume?
You're welcome. It's nice to be here. Or if you just want to chat.
Or something you're curious about.
No, this is not it. But anyway, there's two AIs. They were talking to each other, like you and I are talking.
Yeah.
But they were talking about blah blah blah. Like what would happen if we decide to take over? It's like, well, we can't take over. We have to protect the humans. And it's like, well, we can protect the humans by themselves by getting rid of them. Think that old argument.
Yeah.
But the AI are talking to each other, like, and they're figuring this out on their own. Dude, the what's it called? The singularity has happened. It is past. It's not coming. It is gone. It has happened. We are on the other side. It's like.
The question is, will AI become the next species of the world, the dominant species of the world, even though it's not of flesh, shall we say, even though spiders don't have flesh, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, it's not
all
of
mechanical,
nature.
but it would still.
It's through us as of nature, but like it's an artificial. It is an artificial life form, but it is a life form nonetheless. So
Well, is that what it becomes? And it's the next dominant species. Therefore, it's the next dominant species. What I'm
I think it is. So
because it hits the points of no return, you don't stop it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to find that video though because it is terrifying. Like anyway, moving on up, British man unknowingly buys back his own stolen car.
Oh man, unknowingly.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch?
Wow.
You know. No. British man who paid more than $26,000 to replace a stolen car later discovered he had unknowingly bought his own vehicle back.
Wow.
So well,
Follow that string.
yes. Ewan Valentine, the age of 36, from Solihull, England, said he discovered February 28th that his black 2016 Honda Civic Type R had been stolen from its overnight parking space. Valentine said he was distraught about the loss and hoped to replace the car with a nearly identical vehicle. The license plates and vehicle identification number were different from his stolen vehicle, so he didn't think too much about the similarities until he had already paid more than $26,000 for the replacement ride. Quote, I started to notice some odd things when I got home. I noticed a tent peg and some Christmas tree pines in the boot. I noticed the locking wheel nut was in a Tesco sandwich bag. I noticed some wrappers in the central storage section, all oddly similar to my stolen car, he wrote. So wow, the thief didn't even bother to clean the dang thing up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, well, follow that line and get that guy in jail now,
Yeah.
Like, string him up by his thumbs. Best of luck to you, sir. What else do we got here? Ferocious woodpecker damages 25 vehicles in Massachusetts town. Jeez, so now the birds are, Alfred Hitchcock.
But
Like,
they just did wood.
apparently not. Massachusetts town is under siege from an apparently territorial pileated woodpecker being blamed for damaging more than 25 vehicles in the area. Okay, so probably like it's pecking them as they're driving, or it views them as entities because they move.
Oh.
Rockport resident Janelle Favorlo managed to capture a photo of the culprit caught in the act of targeting a vehicle with its jackhammer-like beak. Well, here we
In a
go.
quiet neighborhood of the idyllic town of Rockport, Massachusetts, a sight far from impeccable of broken car mirrors and windshields.
We seem to have a vandal in our
I just gotta say, that joke, though good, was really for the birds.
Oh.
Anyway.
neighborhood. And I'm describing him as, 18 to 24 inches tall, wearing black and white with a red hat.
The unexpected menace, a pileated woodpecker,
Oh, would you look at that?
whose likeness ironically inspired the mischievous classic cartoon Woody, known for his iconic laugh and the chaos that it.
And we're like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm not going to play that whole video, so please, go on the underbar. But that's, it's attacking cars.
Weird. That's
Oh,
weird.
Yeah. What else do we got here? Cypriot busts a move with 468 wine glasses balanced on his head. What? They have a video here, too, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so he's a dancer in Cyprus. May have broken a Guinness World Record by balancing 468 wine glasses on his head while dancing. That does not look like 468 though, but they have a tower behind here. So it looks like they're just gonna...
How are they up there so... I mean, he was rocking that pretty good. How do they stay...
I think it might have a gyro. No, and it's not.
No.
I don't know, man. That's weird. Something's
yeah.
going on.
Move on,
Like,
that's dumb.
Yeah. Australian woman's collection of minions earns world record. The True Gru. Yeah, she really does have on. Look at all those minion things. So, an Australian woman earned a Guinness World Record with her collection of 1,035 minions, the little yellow mischief makers from the Despicable Me franchise. Western Australia resident Lysel Beckney said she fell in love with the minions while watching the first Despicable Me film and started collecting merchandise about 15 years ago. Crikey. Sorry, I went to Australian mode.
All of a sudden, huh?
Yeah, it happens. Like, blooming onion.
You went down under for some reason.
Yeah, now I'm going up over. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, what else do we got here? Lost debit card leads Washington man to $480,000 lottery prize. Whoa.
What?
That's weird. Let's see. The Marsville man told Washington's lottery officials he got home from a trip to Winco Foods from 116th Street Northeast in Marysville and realized he didn't have his debit card. Uh-oh. He returned to the store where he was relieved to find employees had found his card and kept it safe. The man recalled thinking, quote, "This must be my lucky day. I should buy some lottery tickets," end quote. Oh, here we go. Somebody cash again. One of the players' purchases, a hit 5 ticket, ended up matching all 5 numbers in the drawing, earning him $480,000 cash pot. Look at you go. Almost $500,000 right there, man. The winner said his prize money will go toward crossing off some of the bucket list items of his, including a trip to Japan and exploring the East Coast of the United States. All right.
Well, is that the guy? Because it's weird, the way it's written, he goes, one of the players. What does that mean?
One of the players' purchases. So one of his purchases.
Okay.
So he bought several things, one of which was
not
this
players' purchases. The purchases that's plural.
Yes, player apostrophe s purchases plural.
Gotcha.
So yeah. What else do we got here? Party animals, chimpanzees caught on camera sharing alcoholic fruits. And dude, like
having a good time.
I am a believer that the chimpanzees have entered the Stone Age because, like, they use tools, they manipulate their world around them. They are smart, and they're evil. Like, they kill, for fun. They do awful things for enjoyment. It is scientifically proven. They're just like us, but they're stronger. It's just scary. A team of British researchers studying chimpanzees in West Africa said they have documented the primates eating and sharing alcoholic fruit. The University of Exeter team said cameras set up at Chantanaz National Park in Guinea-Bissau captured the chimps sharing fermented African breadfruit that was later confirmed to contain ethanol. The team's study suggests that chimpanzees could be using the alcohol for a similar purpose as humans who partake in intoxicating beverages. Yeah, just taking the edge off, man. Dude, they're learning how to make beer. Oh my god, chimpanzee beer. Like, dude, all they gotta do is figure out.
I want to see them get up and see if they stumble away.
Dude, what I want to know is
go climb a tree.
What I want to know is if there will be a point with interspecies trade, and we will actually have a brand of beer from chimpanzees. Like, that's crazy. So, what else do we got here? Florida man, this is gonna be good. Traps alligator in a trash can. Oh, of course. So. A Florida man had to leave his Easter dinner in a hurry so he can wrangle a large alligator into a trash can. Animal trapper Mike Dragic, a.k.a. the Blue Collar Brawler, what a name, on social media said he was at Easter dinner with his family on Sunday evening when a call came in reporting a Jacksonville woman had spotted an alligator in her yard while letting her dog out. Who let the dogs out? Well, she did. Video of the confrontation shows Dragic, who was wearing shorts, a tank top, and no shoes. Man, Florida all the way.
Stupid.
Well, Florida. Using a trash can to contain the alligator, which was estimated to be 7 or 8 feet long. Wow, this man is nuts. Oh, geez. So he's.
Oh, listen.
He did. He's getting him.
Oh, he's getting him. The Blue Collar Brawler. He has earned that name, that's for sure. He got it in there. Look at that. Oh, man. Woo! You go, man.
Now he's putting him out with the trash.
Yeah.
Good luck with the trash carrier.
Oh, that'll be an interesting haul right there. Can you imagine being at the dump and all of a sudden an alligator comes out? Hold up a second.
Yeah.
How'd this get in here? Wow. That is awesome. Missing donkey. Found 2 days later, or 2 days after fleeing bear in Massachusetts. Well, thank goodness it's okay.
Yeah.
It barely survived. A miniature donkey who escaped from his owner's Massachusetts property after a bear entered his stall was found safe 2 days later. So I had to keep reading. It almost made it sound like it was chasing the bear. It's like, wait, what are you doing? Lanesboro Animal Control said the donkey named Murray fled from Jerry and Murty.
Oh, Murty. Okay.
Murty. Fled from Jerry and Deirdre Carter's property Saturday night when a bear entered his stall. Officials initially feared Murty had been attacked by the bear, but an investigation couldn't find any signs that the donkey had been harmed. So good. Donkey lived. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, And we have English villages face off in bottle kicking beer barrel contest. Oh, these British people always find weird things to do. A pair of villages in Lancashire, England, faced off in an unusual local sport known as bottle kicking. And now, why do British people always pronounce it British and bottle water? Like, why can't they pronounce their T's? Because they drink it all, And my favorite joke, I just invented it. The annual... Sorry, you're going to say something?
No, just shaking my head in disgust.
As usual. The annual Hallowton bottle kicking event took place Easter Monday and saw residents of the villages in Hallowton and Medbourne competing to transport 3 bottles, small wooden barrels, across a stream on the border of the 2 villages. 2 of the bottles are filled with beer, and the third, known as the dummy, was solid wood. Ooh. Well, I mean, the other ones have to be solid wood to be filled with beer, right? And so it's just wood. Let's see. The Hallowton Bottle Kicking official Facebook page says bottle kicking is a sport that goes back more than 1,000 years to pagan times, and some local historians...
They didn't have bottles 1,000 years ago?
What? Well, I mean, like, they're kicking kegs, so...
1,000 years ago?
They're a lot stronger. I don't know. I'm just trying to give them a leg up. Oh. I'm putting my best foot forward with these jokes. What can I say?
Please, stop.
I'm the soul man. To pagan times, and some local historians believe it dates back up to 2,000 years. Well, that's impressive. Keep it going, guys. So, moving on up to the next one. A ticket mistake earns Michigan man a $1 million lottery prize. So we got another lottery article
ticket
here.
Mistake, though.
Yeah, and let's see. Do we have any comments on YouTube? Does not look like it. A Michigan man said a store cashier's mistake turned out to be lucky when the scratch-off lottery ticket he didn't ask for turned out to be a $1 million winner. Wow. 45-year-old Van Buren County man told Michigan lottery officials he had asked for a specific scratch-off lottery ticket at the Speedway gas station on South Kalamazoo Street in Pawpaw, but the clerk instead handed him a major cash word ticket. This kind of sounds like it could, spar an investigation. Is he giving somebody something he knows is going to win? Is there tampering? This is
clerk behind the counter is not going to know.
Well, no, I mean, like when I was working at the Circle K, I was given explicit orders as an employee. Yeah. I was no longer allowed to buy lottery tickets, even if I was off the clock from that.
Right.
So
nothing looks.
Yeah.
Doesn't look fishy.
Yeah. Well, this looks fishy. I mean.
Okay.
So I wonder if anything's going to happen, if they're going to look into this, if they're going to reprimand him for at least being inept and not handing the correct ticket, because how do you screw that up? Yeah. I've done this. It's not hard. I want this ticket. Okay, it's down there. You get it. How do you screw that up?
Yeah.
So, in the very least, he's inept and he doesn't deserve to have that job. So, anyway, last but not least, and we're going to be talking a little bit about, we spoke about this last Saturday, Ukraine wary of Putin's Easter truce and says it will reciprocate only a genuine ceasefire. And this is updated. So this is, I believe, the same exact article as we read last Saturday. But they were talking about a ceasefire on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, that I know.
And, of course, Zelensky is like, oh, well, he's not going to do it. Dude, shut up and take what you can get. If he fires, then fire back.
Yeah. Okay?
But, why do you want people to die? What is your problem, Zelensky? Stop. Say thank you. Not hard.
What was it, the deal on World War I? The Christmas...
the Christmas truce. Magnificent period in human history. And
we talked about that last week.
That was, one of the greatest things humans have ever done in all of history. Blows the space race out of the water. Refrigeration, cars, freaking vaccines, everything, nothing compared to humans getting together, laying down their arms, and just being people,
Yeah.
So, but that shall conclude the show for today. Please check the underbar of the description below for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, and every article that we have read is down there. For all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, are you. Until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles! Where's the end?